Kilmarnock plan to add to Rangers' misery tomorrow in the SPL match of the day at Ibrox, with the reigning champions occupying an unlikely fourth place in the table, 12 points adrift of Celtic. Kilmarnock have taken over third spot. Bobby Williamson's team have stretched their unbeaten run to 10 games. They're moving on up. Kilmarnock have recovered well from a start to the season which included back-to-back games against the Old Firm. And Rugby Park has played a big part in their 10-game unbeaten run.
We've been very fortunate. We've managed to get the breaks and we've managed to edge most of the games we've played at home. I think we've won the last 5 and it must have been with just the odd goal really. So we're pleased with that. Last year the games were turning out to be draws and I don't think the park helped us last year. It had just been relayed and that was a problem. But we knew there was going to be teething problems there and it was just a case of getting through it. And I think we're getting the benefit this year. The surface is tremendous. The lads are knocking the ball about well and as I say, people are looking forward to playing in Rugby Park again.
Alan Mahood was an 18-year-old at Morton when he was snapped up by Nottingham Forest in 1991. A year later he was back at Greenock, and it's only now at Kilmarnock that he's fulfilling the promise he showed as a youngster. He's featured in every game this season, his longest run in the Killie top team.
I've been in every game, I sub once. But I got on, but previous it was just maybe in for 2, out again, back in again, so it's good, I'm enjoying it.
Was it pretty soul destroying previously to be in and then out?
Well, obviously at Morton I was in the team more or less every week, and you come here, but it's a bigger squad, better players, so you just got to bide your time.
But you obviously feel that you're good enough to have a regular role?
Well, I always thought I probably was good enough, but just getting the chance.
He's always been a promising player. I knew what he's capable of. He's starting to show our supporters what he's capable of because he's had a sustained run in the team. But that's down to other guys being injured and unavailable for selection. That Alan's came in, staked his claim and done very well, and he's going to be hard to shift if he keeps performing at that level.
There have never been many doubts about the value of Gary Holt to Kilmarnock, but the Scotland squad midfielder is out of contract at the end of the season and could be on his way. Holt will leave that to his agent for now as he plans to do more damage to Rangers' shaky title defence. The champions have lost at St Johnstone and Hibs in the last fortnight, which should boost Kilmarnock's belief that they can do the hat-trick at Ibrox tomorrow.
Well, I don't know about no belief, I think it worries us to see them Rangers losing 2 games, which you don't expect. But yeah, but there's a few things that we've watched and a few things that the gaffer's picked up on and we'll be working in training, hopefully to exploit them, but you never know what could happen.
What are the chances of you being a Kilmarnock player next season?
Well, hopefully above average, to be honest. Talks are ongoing with the chief executive and my agent, so hopefully it'll be secure in the near future.
To be honest, I don't know. He's one of about 12 players that will be coming out of contract in the summer, and this will be a big year for us to see who we can manage to keep and who has to move on. Gary Holt's now an international player. His agent's working hard to make sure he gets paid international wages. I don't think we can manage to pay them, but we'll certainly be doing our best. The decision will be down to Gary whether he stays here and vastly improve wages what he's on, or whether he goes somewhere else and gets much more money. And he might find himself down in England, I don't know. But the decision will certainly be very much Gary's. We can only do our best and offer him what we can afford.
Holt may or may not stay. Already out of the door is Jim Loughlin, who has written off quarter of his season because of his stance not to re-sign for Killie. He's joined Dundee United.
What happened at Kilmarnock was they offered me a contract and I basically just didn't think it was acceptable to me at that time. And then it's just been an ongoing thing trying to get another club, you know. And fortunate for me that Alex Smith rates me as a player and he's took the chance and he's signed me, so hopefully I'll pay him back with good performances.
You've missed out on 4 or 5 months of a contract with Kilmarnock. I mean, is it financially been worth it for this game of poker?
Well, it's worked itself out in the end, you know. Don't get me wrong, it's been really frustrating. It's been a test of my character, where you're going to go, you know, when you've not backed a contract there and you're on month to month. It's certainly been a testing time, but I think I've come out of it positive, and I feel as if I'm a stronger person for it. And I'm just again, I'm relieved, but at the same time, I'm relishing the chance I've got at Dundee United and the position they're in to improve them, and obviously survival you've got to look for.
Was there a fallout with Bobby Williamson? Do you feel angry?
No, I've nothing but admiration for the gaffer. I mean, he gave me my opportunity down at Kilmarnock, and I'm very grateful for that, because teams now are bringing in a lot of foreign players instead of, you know, putting a Scottish boy in, which Kilmarnock tend to do. So I'm grateful to Kilmarnock. The 7 years were great, thoroughly enjoyed it, and they're flying the news, so nothing but good things to say about Kilmarnock.
So how will you feel when the split comes if United don't make the top 6? It seems unlikely, and Kilmarnock do.
It's only Dundee United I'm concerned with, and that's what I'll be just, as I say, is looking. Kilmarnock, well done. Dundee United, you know what I mean, it's good if we're no involved in the relegation battle.
One last question: if at the end of your contract with Dundee United you get the same situation, would you go and do the same thing all over again?
I probably would, aye.
Posted missing for Rangers tomorrow is suspended Barry Ferguson, on top of a lengthy injury list. Paul Wright is Kilmarnock's only doubt. He's struggling with a hamstring injury.
McLaren is in Formula One form at Ibrox. Hello and a very warm welcome to Sports Scene Match of the Day. It's week 13 of the Bank of Scotland Scottish Premier League. An unlucky number for some, as you're about to find out in the next hour and 10 minutes. Joining Gordon Smith and me in the studio is Kilmarnock's Gary Holt. Gary, your team's in third in the division. You've become a regular in the Scotland squad. It's been a pretty good season for you so far.
Yes, it has, to be honest. We're doing well, personally and the club, and hopefully it'll continue.
Absolutely. Well, we'll talk to you a little bit more in the programme later on. But so today's action, and Gary's team were the visitors at Ibrox this afternoon as the champions tried to put an end to a rather unusual, for them anyway, losing run. An injury worry for Rangers was Arthur Newman, who came through a late fitness test to face a Kilmarnock side who'd only won 7 times in 94 visits to Ibrox. Rob McLean is the commentator.
Barry Ferguson is suspended and Giovanni Van Bronckhorst injured, so 2 Rangers changes from the team beaten in Austria on Wednesday night by Sturm Graz. Fernando Rickson's back after missing the last 4 games. Neil McCann's recalled. Arthur Newman just made it after a fitness test. Dick Advocat's not looking for sympathy. This is still a top-class lineup, but the list of absentees is mind-boggling. As well as Ferguson and Van Bronckhorst, Kloss, Moore, Vidmar, Alberts, Reyna, Johnston and Moles all unavailable. And it's the first appearance at Ibrox for Jesper Christensen. The 22-year-old Danish squad keeper took his Rangers bow in the Champions League in midweek. Kilmarnock have to make 1 change from the team which beat St Mirren last Saturday and prolonged their unbeaten run. Paul Wright's injured and his replacement is Frenchman Christophe Cocard, starting for the first time since mid-August. One of the key players at the moment at the heart of the midfield is Alan Mahood. He's featured in every game this season, and the performance of Mahood and Ian Durrant could be crucial. Here's a player who's already done some damage against Rangers this season. Andy McLaren scored twice in the first meeting between these two, but ended up on the losing side. The referee for Rangers Kilmarnock getting the game underway, and he's been nominated to become a FIFA official, is John Underhill. Crisis, what crisis, says Dick Advocat, despite the fact that Rangers have won only 1 of their last 6 games. They've scored only 1 goal in the last 4. Hardly the form of champions. But most of the damage has been done away from here. Their record at Ibrox remains pretty much intact. 20 games unbeaten here. Ronald de Boer gets himself involved, sets up Kanchelskis. Early ball in for Wallace. Good challenge by Chris Innes. He was under real pressure there, was the Kilmarnock central defender. This was a good move from Rangers. Lots of pace about it from de Boer. Kanchelskis into the middle. Wallace almost there. And credit to Chris Innes that he wasn't. To Newman. First touch not good enough. Gary Holt robbed them of possession. Cocard trying to guide that away from the two guy. This time Gary Holt loses possession to Amaruso. Good play from Rickson. And the skipper Amaruso. Two guy against Mahood. Neat exchange with De Boer. That was in at Wallace. Innes again, the interceptor. Dindeleu's pass finds its way through to Cocard. Against Amaruso. Now McLaren. And Cocard! 5 minutes gone. Christophe Cocard threatening to add to Rangers' current misery. Less than 1,000 Kilmarnock fans in the stadium, but they're all on their feet. And there's a stunned silence in the rest of the stadium as that little 1-2 between Cocard and McLaren carved open the Rangers' defence. Perfectly simple from a Kilmarnock point of view. Cocard's first goal of the season. He hasn't been in the side since August. He certainly remembered that score. Not a pleasing start for the Rangers manager, who described the performance last Sunday against St Johnstone as one of the worst in his time here, and he doesn't want a repeat of that. Cocard, good control, and held it up well for Gary Holt. Off Amaruso. MacPherson for Holt. Did well to get that in. Watched very carefully by Jesper Christensen. Sloppy stuff from Rangers. A lack of cohesion between goalkeeper and his defence there. And the combination of Rickson and Amaruso handing possession back to Kilmarnock. There's a happy man sitting up in the stand, just right of centre. The Kilmarnock manager, Bobby Williamson, will be well pleased with what he's seen so far. Difficult pass from Durrant to Holt, but Kilmarnock still have it. Andy McLaren. Decent enough strike, but Jesper Christensen looked fairly comfortable, but that one was heading wide. He did score twice against Rangers on the 5th of August in Kilmarnock's 4-2 defeat, so Rangers know all about the threat he poses. Two guys pass for Rickson. He's always asking a lot, Rangers making things difficult for themselves. McLaren to Mitchell. Andy McLaren again, chance to create more trouble for Rangers. This time Jesper Christensen read it at the near post. It was intended for Cocard at the far post. The pass from Mitchell there, taking out two Rangers players, Perini and Conterman. Newman cuts in field. Two guy looking for Kenchelskis. The wet top to the turf always made Gordon Marshall a favourite here because the pass gathered pace as it went. Rangers come again with Perini and Kenchelskis combining. Rickson, maybe a bit fortunate there to get a free kick out of that when he seemed to be heading nowhere fast. Ian Durrant getting involved in that little situation between Rickson and Mahood. And the indication from Ian Durrant is that Fernando Rickson took a dive. And John Underhill having words with Rickson and Mahood after this little incident. There was contact there from Mahood on Rickson. Everyone back for Kilmarnock. Amaruso's free kick. Cannoning back off Ali Mitchell, who, when the free kick was struck, must have been all of 3 yards away. Good challenge by Innes on De Boer. That's Amoruso. Chris Innes again. Andy McLaren. Good pass and good control from Cocard. Now looks for support. Determined play from Rickson. And again. The Rangers supporters responding to that. They haven't had too much to shout about so far. Chested down by Holt for Durrant. And Gary Holt again, could be in here. He's in behind Arthur Newman. It's Holt! And it's 2-0! "32 minutes gone. Kilmarnock now with a 2-goal lead. Rangers opened up right through the middle. Ian Durrant's pass. And Gary Holt found a gaping hole in the Rangers' defence. He was in behind Arthur Newman. There was little Newman could do at this point. Composure from Holt. And Gary Holt's third goal of the season has Kilmarnock 2-0 up at Ibrox. Amoruso's in trouble again. Showed too much of it to Cocard. Andy McLaren through the legs of Amoruso, and Andy McLaren was held back surely by Tugai. Well, I can't believe that. There's a flare-up between Tugai and McLaren. Andy McLaren shakes his head towards the assistant referee on this side. There was surely an infringement against McLaren here. Cocard left it to him. Andy McLaren raced towards the penalty box. There's the tug on his shirt from Tugai, a couple of yards outside the area. No free kick. And this was what happened afterwards. Arms raised between the two, an angry exchange. And Tugai lucky to escape without a booking. Tugai again. Innes attacking the ball well. And a free kick given for Rangers against the challenge on Perini, a couple of yards outside the area. Direct play from Perini and rewarded with a free kick here as the ball was bobbing around. He went for it and knocked over by Gary Hay. Rangers badly need to make something of this. De Boer is over the kick and Amoruso as well. De Boer's shot deflected off the wall. And that is Rangers' first corner kick of the match, and with little more than 7 minutes to go in the first half. Amoruso and Contaman up for the corner kick. But it didn't get near them. As MacPherson headed it away. Arthur Newman trying to find Amoruso, but he was offside. Back heel from McLaren. Holt's header to Cocard. Back for Andy McLaren again. Good combination between the trio. The cross beyond Christensen. And Ali Mitchell kept it in for Gary Hay. One back by Tugai. Worked on by De Boer for Wallace. Won De Boer onto it. Free kick against Gary Holt's use of the shoulder against De Boer. Bobby Williamson, having watched most of the first half from up in the stand, down in the touchline for the closing stages. Tugai to De Boer. Free kick against Ian Durrant. Ronald De Boer's free kick. MacPherson headed that away. Lorenzo Amoruso grounded, appealing towards John Underhill. No penalty, says the ref. Kinchelskis. That's for Wallace. Blocked by Dindeleux. Here's the corner. Innes with his header. And Tugai almost into the top tier of the stand. Disappointed with that effort. And Lorenzo Amoruso disappointed that a penalty wasn't given here as he hit the ground under a challenge from MacPherson and Innes. De Boer holding off Mahood. Arthur Newman cuts inside Holt. Back to De Boer. Newman again. Andrei Kinchelskis choosing to take that first time on the volley. Left to him by Rickson. And another shot off target. Rangers still to seriously test Gordon Marshall. There's the half-time whistle. Rangers in trouble again. And a superb performance by Kilmarnock. They were up and running after 5 minutes when Christophe Cocard scored. Gary Holt made it 2 just after the half hour. This was all too easy for the visitors as they opened up the Rangers' defence. A 1-2 between Cocard and McLaren. And this was a tap-in for the Frenchman for his first goal of the season. Rangers, in between times, unable to get any real efforts on goal. And Gary Holt raced away to make it 2 for Kilmarnock. 32 minutes on the clock, holding off the challenge of Arthur Newman to beat Jesper Christensen. And half-time at Ibrox, a stunned silence for most inside the stadium. Rangers 2-0 down.
Still to come tonight, St Johnstone are the visitors at Tynecastle. We preview tomorrow's Motherwell Celtic match. And Spurs try to beat Chelsea for the first time in 10 years.
Not surprisingly, Dick Advocat has decided to make a change for the second half, and it is the inclusion of Billy Dodds at the expense of Andrei Kinchelskis. It's Rangers who get the match restarted, and it could be a long way back for them here against a Kilmarnock team who've looked very polished and very professional in the first half. Just what you'd expect from a 10-game unbeaten run, which has got them up to 3rd place in the SPL. And they look like trying to hang on to that position. Amoruso's header. Tugai got a touch. Durrant to McLaren. An early chance to threaten. The cross plucked out of the air from McLaren by Christensen. Rod Wallace. And De Boer tries to create something. Lovely ball in. And a real chance for Fernando Rickson. It skidded away from Billy Dodds at the far post. But this was well set up for Rickson. Failed to get any contact. Two guys pass. Again, not threatening the Kilmarnock defence one little bit. Durrant to Mahood. Now McLaren. Keeps on his feet despite two guys' challenge. And he's won it from Mahood. Blocked by Christensen. Another threat from Kilmarnock. And again, Andy McLaren right at the heart of it. Andy McLaren causing so many problems for Rangers. Twisting towards the penalty box and setting up Alan Mahood with a crack at goal. That's a good save with his left foot from Jesper Christensen. Rickson got his head to it. Billy Dodds won the throw for Rangers. His tenacity was enough. Last touch off Dindeleux. Rickson for De Boer. Good ball in. Fumbled by Marshall. There's McCann. There's Miller. Now Newman. Desperate challenge from Mahood. Neil McCann with another chance to create something. That's a good ball for the far post, and Wallace knocked away by Innes. Newman. That's a good header away by Gus MacPherson. Mitchell to Cocard. After the Rangers' pressure comes the Kilmarnock attack. Contiban's lost it in a dangerous position. McLaren! Too high. A chance there to punish some casual stuff from Bert Contiban. Possession given away in what could have been a crucial area. McLaren couldn't keep the shot down. Gordon Marshall going unpunished here as Rangers put together one of their few threats on goal. Got down to it, but it fell on the right side of McCann for Marshall. Amoruso to De Boer. Gary Hay was well up to win that header. Dodds to De Boer, good change of direction. Missed by Gordon Marshall and by Neil McCann. There was quality there about the ball in from De Boer, and Gordon Marshall was deceived by the flight, charging off his line and missed it, and all it needed was a touch from McCann. McCann to Newman, and back to Amoruso. Showed too much of that in the pass to Freddie Dindeleux, and he has it again. Cocard to his right, McLaren to his left. It's Cocard. Now McLaren. Danger again for Rangers. It's an own goal in off Arthur Newman. And surely now Kilmarnock have sealed the 3 points. Midway through the second half, Rangers incredibly 3-0 down at home to Kilmarnock. Andy McLaren again doing the damage. It came off the goalkeeper Christensen into the stride of Arthur Newman, and there was nothing he could do other than trundle that one into the back of the net. And a stunned silence around Ibrox. It's 3-0 Kilmarnock, and some already have seen enough. That's a corner kick. And a little bit of keepy-uppy from McLaren at the corner flag. Gets a big reception. Now the delivery, Gary Holt's header. And Jesper Christensen plucks it out of the air. The pressure is mounting on Dick Advocat. Billy Dodd's got a flick to it. Wallace. Now Kenny Miller. Good run from Kenny Miller, but ended up overrunning it slightly. Corner kick is all he gets. A great chance here to pull a goal back after the involvement of Dodds and Wallace. And there was the touch which took it away from Miller. Contiban's pass. Nowhere near it for Rickson. Through the rain is Bobby Williamson, just checking on his watch, and he knows that Kilmarnock aren't far away from a quite sensational result. McCann. Rod Wallace with the header, and brave goalkeeping by Gordon Marshall. And Rod Wallace is hurt here. Good ball in from McCann. Brave header from Wallace. Two-guy to Kunderman. Dindeleux won it. Mitchell, Durrant, McLaren, Vareille. Good hits from Jerome Vareille. Jesper Christensen was pretty solidly behind this. But again, it's Kilmarnock threatening. That just about sums it up for Rangers. A loose pass from Tugai, which Adamczyk couldn't get close to. Dargo wins it back against Darius Adamczyk, who seemed to have stopped there, having lost possession. Neil McCann. Rangers lacking a spark of any sort this afternoon. And there's another poor pass from Adamczyk, which hands possession back to Kilmarnock. Gary Hay. And Jerome Vareille won't catch that. It's pouring down at Ibrox, and any pass played with any pace skids away. Well, the crowd started off as 49,569, but it's considerably less at this stage. A lot of Rangers fans heading home in disgust. And Alan Mahood keeps cool at the edge of the penalty box. Hay for Dargo, but it's some chase. Christensen straight at Vareille. And Jerome Vareille had Dargo on one side of him and Mitchell on the other. Chose to have a crack himself. And it was deflected off Amoruso for a corner kick. With a chance there, Kilmarnock, to make that 4. It's almost over. Neil McCann. De Boer. Shot blocked by Dindeleux. Gets it back from Tugai. Final whistle time at Ibrox, and Dick Advocat heads down the tunnel and into the dressing room. Bobby Williamson absolutely delighted, as are these Kilmarnock supporters. A sensational victory for Kilmarnock at Ibrox by 3-0. Rangers' 20-match unbeaten run at Ibrox is shattered by the third-place team in the SPL. And you can only wonder at what Dick Advocat will have to say to his players this time. He was furious last Sunday at the way his players performed against St Johnstone at McDermott Park. Today can surely have been little better. Cocard and Holt struck for Kilmarnock in the first half, and there was no doubt about what the outcome was when Arthur Newman scored an own goal midway through the second half. Rangers beaten, Kilmarnock heroic winners here. Thoroughly top-notch performance from them. And Rangers could, by tomorrow afternoon, be 15 points behind in the race for the SPL title. It's Kilmarnock's day at Ibrox, winners by 3-0. Dick, you were angry last Sunday with the performance. Any happier today?
No. But you can see that there is no confidence at all in the team. And it was not only one player, the whole team was quite poor. And I think Kilmarnock played an excellent game. They really deserve to win the way they play. Well organized and created a lot of chances, and that was the difference with our side.
but at the moment it's difficult to find an answer to your problems.
Well, for myself I know the answer, but it's quite difficult to find a solution now. But we have to find it because we can't go on this way. That's quite simple, but the bad news is that it was not only one player, it was the whole team, and again we have to try to sort it out.
And it's not as if you can drop players and bring other people in, because that's not a choice that's open to you at the moment.
No, there's no choice in that way, because the other players are still injured, so hopefully one or two will come back, but yeah, again, I still think that the players who play today are capable to do a good job, but we have seen the last couple of weeks that it is quite difficult to do that, so we have to think about that as well.
Were you surprised the way it went?
Yeah, we knew we had to work out coming to Ibrox and to get a result. And to win 3-0, I don't think anybody had the correct score today.
Obviously you'll be hoping that Kilmarnock get the credit for this. A lot of people will be picking over the Rangers' performance and their current run of form.
Yeah, it's no surprise, but as I said, we'll accept the 3 points gratefully. And we know that we can come here and compete against Rangers, and that augurs well for the future.
Are the players working hard enough? Are they committed enough?
Yeah, I think they try, but I think they try because I don't think this team will do it and think, well, it's easy. No, but if everything going down against you, confidence-wise, yeah, then it is quite difficult. You can see that with every second ball almost was for the other side, and that has to do with confidence, anticipation on situation, and yeah, that was better organised by Kilmarnock.
You could be 15 points behind by tomorrow night in the league. It's getting near to the impossible stage, is it not, to get back to Celtic?
No, let's wait till the last game, then we can see how much we are behind. But again, it is a poor performance, and in the list we are not doing well. But again, we have still 27 games to go. The most important thing that we find the solution again to get a better performance.
And that's the first time that Rangers have lost 3 consecutive league games in 11 years. Kilmarnock's biggest win ever at Ibrox. Gary, 3rd goal of the season today. It's getting a bit of a habit for you.
Yeah, it's something I'm not very noted for, but the manager keeps saying to me, get in the box, you'll get chances, and thankfully I've got 3 so far this season.
Well, you got another chance today. We'll look at that a bit later on, but disappointed you didn't get more than 1 today?
No, to be honest, I would take 1. It's not every player that scores at Ibrox, and I'm quite happy with it.
Now, Gordon, Dick Advocat there was saying that basically his team are playing with no confidence at all. That was obvious today.
It's partly no confidence. I think he's right in that respect. That comes from losing games. There's also another aspect of it which we'll look at is the bad organisation. And certainly at the back, I mean, you could have driven a bus through the Rangers' defence at times, and Kilmarnock could have scored more goals. And everything that was good about Kilmarnock's performance, you can take the opposite with the Rangers. Kilmarnock were well organised in terms of playing together as a team, and they were tight. They made it difficult for Rangers to play, and yet there was loads of room for Kilmarnock to play.
Absolutely. Gary, going to Ibrox today, expecting 3 goals? Surely not.
No, we talked about it all week. We knew we had to go there and for the first 20 minutes hold our own and try and frustrate them. And it worked out a wee bit different, to be honest, with scoring so early in the game.
It certainly didn't. Here's the first goal coming up now. A good through ball, Gordon?
Yeah, it's a great ball early here, but you know, this is too easy when you look at it. Just plays a little ball out wide and runs on and gets the ball played back to him. In the 2 centre-halves all at sea. I can see Lorenzo Amoruso is looking at Arthur Newman, looking for some cover there. But look, it's just a straightforward back in, and he was on him to start with, and it's an easy one just for him to go and slide into the net. I mean, this is a really interesting goal. I'm going to freeze this here because look at that's what I'm saying. Lorenzo Amoruso came out wide to pick up a runner, right? That's fine. He's got McLaren there. Look at the width between that Rangers back 4. There's Perini away in the far side there. Condiment is not giving any cover through the middle. It's a straightforward pass. Okay, Gary runs onto it through there. But look at the gaps that's there, and that was all the game. Right throughout it, Kilmarnock were able to pick their passes, and it runs on. Gary goes through and scores.
It's a great ball from Ian Durrant. Gary, tell us what you were doing at this point. What's the thoughts in your head?
To start off with, I didn't actually mean to make the run. It was just I got in that position and Ian's played the ball in front of me, so I thought I'll just run on, and I knew with my strength and that I'm going to hold them off, and thankfully I managed to just stroke into the net.
I'm sure you could watch that all day.
Yes, very easily.
And here's the 3rd goal coming up here, Gordon.
Another example, Rangers giving the ball away, but I mean, that's Freddie Dindeleux who gets forward there. This is almost a carbon copy of the first goal. Cocard plays it wide, and McLaren goes in unchallenged, puts it back across goal, and this time Arthur Newman does get into the back post, but you know, it's unfortunate for him, it hits off him and goes into the net. But you can see there that this ball's going through to Cocard at the back post. a carbon copy of the first goal of just 2 passes and the right through the Rangers defence.
And Jesper Christensen there got a touch on the ball. That's why Newman scored the OG.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Kilmarnock were excellent. I mean, let's not take anything away from Kilmarnock. It's not a case of looking at Rangers and saying where did they go wrong. It was always a game where Kilmarnock were going to play well, and right from the start of the game, they looked confident and in good form, well organised. I mean, I think we should look at that.
Absolutely. Well, let's do that. Gary, before a game like this, Bobby Williamson said, you know, you're playing a team who won the champions last year. I mean, how do you approach a game like this? Do you go out and win, or do you try and close the game down? How do you do it?
No, we go into the game knowing that if we stick to our game plan that we've worked on all week and all season, basically, we can get something, because we're a hard-working team. We have the flair players as well who can produce the talents on the day. But the manager said, let's go in and not leave everything in the dressing room, because we talked about a good game before it, but let's take on to the part.
It's all simple stuff, Gordon.
It's a good passing game. I mean, the Rangers were trying to play football at times themselves. Kilmarnock are good at closing. They play the pressing game where they go and press and make it difficult. But once they get the ball, you can see how they knock it about here. Ian Durrant was prominent today. All the back players are comfortable on the ball. They're knocked it about. You see them find a bit of opening. Then it's threaded into the midfield. Gary just lays it off here. There's a lovely little run. Ian Durrant's away. Look at that. Getting in behind. That's what Rangers lack today. A run from the midfield, opening up, getting in between the midfield and defence. And as I say, they work hard to close down there. They've won it again. And all of a sudden they're running at them. Now this is the incident that might well have been a penalty, but look at the cover, no cover for Amoruso behind. 2 guys chased him, pulled his shirt, and I think Lorenzo Amoruso gets a final touch on McLaren there, and I think there's every reason he could have had a penalty.
And have a look at this. This is a 2 guy here.
Yeah, I think the referee's missed that, and the linesman as well, obviously, because he's very lucky. You can't do that nowadays. You can't lift your hands, or else it's an automatic red card.
And McLaren was yellow carded at half time for remonstrating with the linesman over that incident. More good play from McLaren again. He's had a great game.
Well, you were annoyed about this one, Gary, weren't you? You wanted a pass here.
Yeah, it was. Alan said to me after the game that he did actually see me, but he had a bit of time on the ball, and I thought he'd shoot himself, and it was unfortunate. The goal's made a good save, whereas I might have got 2, but I don't think the boys want me to score 2 in one game.
You'd have doubled your tally for the season if you'd got 2 today.
Yeah, I think I had a heart attack at the same time, so I'm quite happy with just the 1, and we'll keep it at that.
Bobby Williamson tonight, Gordon, is going to be delighted with the performance of his team, because he clearly had them drilled to play Rangers and take them apart, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, the early goal helped greatly. I mean, getting in front, and Kilmarnock, one of the hardest teams to play against was when they get in front of you, because they keep things very tight. And what they did was they played off that basis of tightened defence, keeping the players behind the ball, pressing Rangers, winning it off them, and then getting at them. But Rangers contributed to it in terms of their play. Yeah,
there were some dreadful moves today by Rangers. They weren't playing good football at all. It's just not going well for them at the moment this season.
No, there were so many opportunities today, even just to get the ball in the box. Chelsea, who was quite busy in the first half, he went off at half time. See him try to get a ball in. Here's Rickson delivering a ball in from an area, you know, I mean, that's just a nothing ball in the box there. And he worked hard, Rickson, I have to say. Free kicks, nothing was coming off for Rangers at all. There is a distinct lack of confidence. The passing was off. There have been 2 guys giving it away there in midfield, and here's situations here where just like understanding is gone, and that's a sign that that's a team who are not together at the moment. Now, what you have to do is, I say, Dick Avocat's right about confidence. It's about getting your players to play well, getting good passing going again. There's another loose pass. But the main thing about it is you need to get the organisation right first, and when the organisation's right, then you can then build on it and get results. But if you keep losing easy goals and giving away opportunities like that for the opposition just to go through and have 3 shots at goal, then you're not going to build on that. You're going to lose confidence right away, because they're losing goals, Rangers. And although they're not scoring at the other end, they're under pressure each game because the defence is losing, I would think, pretty weak goals. Not taking any away from the goals Kilmarnock scored today, but better defending would have stopped them.
Absolutely, and only Dundee United and Hearts have a worse defensive record than Rangers. Where do they go from here, without taking anything away from Kilmarnock's performance today? Where did Rangers go from here? Because they need to turn that around quickly.
Yeah, there are key players out. I mean, there are key players missing, but I still think they have to work on the organisation defensively. They've got to make it a lot tighter, and from that basis, from that standpoint, they then will be easier to build and get wins, which will bring back the confidence. But they've got to do it quickly, or they'll find themselves too far behind.
OK, Gordon and Gary, for the moment, thanks very much indeed. Gordon, after that win today, Tottenham Hotspur manager George Graham, after that loss, I beg your pardon, Tottenham Hotspur manager George Graham was under a lot of pressure from a section of the fans. Do you think that's a valid shout from the fans? Because he's done not badly.
Yeah, but they're not happy with the style of football they're playing. I know that for a fact. Speak to some people down in London, and they like to see Spurs at least lose with style. never mind Winbush style, and that's what they're not doing at the moment.
I suppose they're playing in the style that Arsenal used to play in, and it's not the nicest looking.
Yeah, but with Arsenal, they used to. It wasn't stylish, but the fans accepted it because we're winning things. But at the moment, Tottenham are having a bad time.
Okay, Gordon, thanks very much for the moment. Now you can catch more football tomorrow on Radio Scotland of our Sports Sound. Motherwell versus Celtic. The action starts at 5:30, and then you can have your say on all the big football talking points of the weekend on your call. 0500 92 95 00. Lines open at 7 o'clock, and the programme starts at 8. Mark Guidi and Murdo MacLeod are on the panel. And next Sunday, Gary Holt will be in action against Celtic. Kilmarnock versus Celtic. You can see that on television, 2:25 next Sunday. Thank you very much indeed to Gary and Gordon for the day, and of course you can see all the action from the Regal Masters Snooker straight after this programme. Thanks for your company. Good night.